Welcome to the Content Hacking Show. All right, so what is the best use of PR? Is it to increase sales, to get credibility? What is it?
All right. What I tell people is that the best use of PR is to increase the perception of your brand. So credibility, in other words. When you are consistently in the media sharing your thoughts about your industry and your expertise, you are the one that's consistently seen to be that thought leader. And the reason that being a thought leader in mass media, so when I say mass media, I'm talking about TV, I'm talking about online news sites, I'm talking about, newspapers, magazines, podcasts, you name it, whatever media is out there. The reason that is so powerful is because not that many people are doing it. So if you think about your competitors, and I ask you, how many of your competitors are putting effort into their social media space? You'd probably say 99% at least are doing something on social media. But then if I was to say, but how many of them are actually, a thought leader in the media, in mass media, the answer would probably be much less, probably under 5%. So this is where it's so powerful for you to be the one to not only, work on your social media, which is really, really important, but to go that one step further and be the one in the media. And the reason being in the media gives you such credibility is that most people don't realize that 90% of media out there is PR driven. So that is agencies like us or business owners or marketing managers, organizations going to the journos themselves with their story ideas. Most people think that journalists are sitting there hand picking, who they want to talk to. And if they're constantly hand picking you to talk to, then it's just the credibility thing. It's psychology. It's what I call the psychology of fame. We all want to be successful and we all want to have that X factor, but many of us don't believe we can have that X factor. So when we perceive that someone else has that X factor and we're constantly seeing them through our external references in the media, it puts them up on a pedestal. And that's why media is so great for increasing your brand's credibility. And then in terms of sales, yes, sales definitely does come from that, but it's a secondary outcome. So the first and foremost, it's about developing your credibility, and then inevitably sales will come from that. But I do like to point out it's not a pure lead generation exercise like an AdWords campaign would be.
Right, so this is really cool because the example that I use on our side of the equation is someone like Richard Branson, okay? Mm-hmm. If Richard Branson was to put up a sales page and host a mastermind mm-hmm. on business. Now, Richard Branson is not going to need to do a launch. He's not going to need much selling. He's not going to need much of anything. He's going to need like just announce it. Mm-hmm. And put the price tag, and he's going to sell out pretty damn quick. If Richard Branson was to write a book on how to be a billionaire, that is actually true. The guy's a billionaire. Whereas we bump into, especially in my prior career as a copywriter, we bump into, say, so many business coaching experts, and they have these wild claims that they want us to lead with. And time again, I say, your claim can only be as big as your proof. Mm-hmm. Your claim can only be as big as your proof. If you have no proof, then you can't say the big claim. Richard Branson can say, here's how to be a billionaire because he has the proof. Whereas if you're not a billionaire, you can't make the claim. That's pretty tough. So this is where I see the power of PR coming to the front of the picture, the front, so to speak. The more credibility you have with PR, the easier it is to make the stronger claim. The easier it is to make the claim and have people believe. So I'm a big fan of what you do because I know the power of it.
Oh, great. And the other way that it can help you with sales is by using it. So don't just be relying on people to have read that AFR that day and, because it's very likely they haven't, but push out your media articles and interviews through your social media channels. You know, when you're pitching for a job, as part of the proposal, include some of the best articles or most recent articles written about you. Include it in any newsletters that you've got going out. Even having the signature as seen in XYZ, and most definitely on the homepage of your website. So those are a few things that you can do to help that credibility turn into sales and conversions.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have a client a while ago now. He was in debt recovery. He would be essentially chasing people that owe money. And he had a lot of third-party credibility, a lot of media mentions, been on the radio, a whole bunch of that. And but his conversion rate, his sales conversion rate was around 35%. He was not happy with it. So I said, you know what, we can help you here. Let's do you a information pack, what we call a shock and awe package. And part of what went in there were we grabbed all of the media mentions, aggregated all of them and stuck them all into the package, including quotes from media personalities that are familiar with him and his brand. And the outcome was a doubling of that conversion.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Welcome to the Content Hacking Show.